why do we overthink? What are we overthinking about? Are we worrying that we're not as good as other people? Are we worrying? We're just trying to go back to when I used to overthink a lot. Like, it's like voices in your head. I used to say something, it's like voices are talking to me. It's like these voices, every time I do something, these voices saying, don't do this, don't do that. What are they going to think of you? What are they going to say about you? If this happens, if that happens. And it's overwhelming. So not only are you thinking about what you want to do, you've got all these voices in your head saying, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And they're usually quite negative. Like, when you overthink, you don't really have very many positive people in your mind saying, but if you do this, it might turn out really good. If you do that, it might be brilliant. If you do this, it might be... They're usually very negative, like what you call negative Nellies. And they're very much like, if you do that, then this is going to happen. And if you do that, people are going to think this. And if you do that, this person will think that. And it's like all very negative voices in your head talking to you. But what you can try and do is you can try and get rid of those negative voices, or those, like I talk about in other videos that I've done that are on my wall. I talk about subconscious mind. So some of what is being said to you is coming from your subconscious mind, like things that have happened as you're growing up, that you've had a bad experience and people said certain things to you. And when you're overthinking, those negative voices are the ones that will come to you. It won't be the positive voices. It will always be the negative voices. So what we've got to try and do is, rather than the negative ones coming in, we've got to try and make you aware of the positive voices that are out there, the positive ones that are in with you. Like, when you've done something similar like this experience, what is the good stuff? Because for some reason your brain feels like it's trying to protect you and look after you, and it will bring in the negative voices, because it will be like, okay, we're in a situation where you're panicking. What can I do to protect you in this situation? You're overthinking. I want to protect you. So I'm going to bring all the negative. I'm going to bring all the subconscious mind. I'm going to bring everything, all the bad stuff that's happened to you. I'm bringing that in, and I'm going to have them talk to you, because I need to protect you, because you're in a very serious situation. Because we go back to our primitive times, and in primitive times, if you were worrying about something, it would be something pretty serious. So even though it might just be something minor, all your primitive is coming in. Your mind, your body's saying, I need to protect this person. I'm going to bring all this in because we need to protect ourselves. So what we've got to try and do is, when we're in a situation that we feel uncomfortable or we're worried about, we need to start trying to bring the positive situations in. And this will be quite hard to start. It's not going to be easy. Like, you've spent a long time with this overthinking, with these voices. But last week I was doing a few things and I was thinking, oh, them voices are not taught. And anyone who overthinks will know what I mean by the voices. Like, we're not psychotic or anything, but you have these little negative voices saying, if you do this, if you do that, if you do this, if you say this, if you say that, then this will happen. And it will always be the bad stuff. It won't be the good stuff. So what we've got to try and do is embrace the fear. Go, okay, I'm in a situation where I'm worrying, where I'm panicking, where I don't really know what to do. But what I'm going to look at is, I'm going to look at the positives. If I do this, what is going to be a good outcome from this? So straight away, you've shut down those negative voices. You've shut them down because you're reframing the situation. I'm in a situation I'm not comfortable in. If I carry out what I want to do, what will the outcome be? So if I carry out the situation I want to do, like, for example, I talk about the bar one, because that used to be a really big one for me, going to a bar. Don't know if that's my dyslexia or what, you know, like when you've got lists and you have to ask. But it used to be a big one for me, and I'd have all these voices. What if they think this about you? What if they think that about you? They're probably, but to be fair, they're just at work. They probably don't even care. They're just like, oh, here's another customer. Oh, like that. But what would the outcome be? Like, if I go to the bar and I get a drink, I'm going to have a drink. I'm not going to be thirsty anymore. I'm going to get my friends a drink. They're going to be happy. Let's try and think about the positive outcomes, not the negative. Let's not try and think about, oh, if I go back to the bar, this person's going to think this. If I go to the bar, this person's going to think that. If I do this, they're going to think that. If I do, let's bring the positives in. Let's look at the good things. Oh, if I get that drink, I'm going to be really happy because I really desperately want it. If I get that drink, I'll help all my friends out because they'd be thirsty. Or maybe sharing is caring. So if you say to someone, really want to help you out here, but I'm finding it really hard because of this and this. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, oh, I've got that. I love helping other people. That I'm in my element. When I'm helping other people, I'm in my element. So if someone said to me, oh, I really need you to help me because I'm really worried about going to the bar, all of a sudden, all the negativity is because I'm doing it for myself would go, because I'd be like, I'm doing this for that person. I'm really helping them out, so I need to do this. And it's as simple as that. It's just changing a view of what you're doing, like just giving it a 360, changing it around, thinking of a different way to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, knock those negative voices out. Knock the voices out that are telling you all the negative sides of it. Bring the positive views in. Bring the good things in. And like I said, to start, this is going to not be easy. This is going to be hard. This isn't going to be the first time you're in an overwhelming situation. You've got to do this and you've got to get it done. Be kind to yourself. If you're in an overwhelming situation and you're finding it really hard and you just can't do it, don't be hard on yourself. Just say to yourself, okay, I haven't quite done it this time, but what have I learned from this? What have I learned? How far did I get? Did I get further than I did last time? Because we need to stop beating ourselves up overthinking situations, because otherwise what you're doing is, if you do something and you don't achieve it and then you say, okay, all them negative voices were right, the next time you try to do that situation, it's all the negatives going to come up. So say you do something and you don't quite achieve it. Say, okay, I didn't quite achieve it, but I got this far. I did this. This happened. Really proud of myself. So the next time you go in the situations, you can say to yourself, oh, last time I got to here, nothing bad happened to me. And your body will start not going into fight and flight, because that is basically what you're doing. Your overthinking mind is trying to protect you from a fight and flight situation.